Hey everyone, it's Hugo from Productrise, and I want to show you a big new feature that we just pushed live in Productrise. And it has to do with product feed audits and finding the best product categories for your product feed. Now, what you may already know is that Productrise does product feed audits really well. We look at your product feed as if Google looks at it, or as if a senior SEO specialist looks at it. We don't just look at the basics, we look at everything that Google values and takes into account to rank your products in Google, organic search, and AI. So we don't just look at titles, description, links, and blah, blah, blah. We also look at structured data, we look at duplicate information, we look at proper keyword usage, we look at missing images, and a whole list of things that we already look at. And as of right now, we look at another one, and it's a big one. We look at whether your provided product category is actually the best matching one that you should have picked. And to explain that, we have to look at Google's product category taxonomy list. Now, Google has very strict guidelines on what product category you should use for a product. And you have to pick from one of their selected categories. Now, they have a file that shows all the options that you can choose from. And if you're working in organic shopping or paid shopping, you've probably seen this already. It's this list with lots and lots and lots of categories, over 5,000 product categories that Google has carefully mapped out. This was last updated 5 years ago, and ever since it hasn't changed. Now, this is Google's way to categorize products. Is it perfect? No, but it's the only thing that we got. And we have to play by Google's rules. Now, if you have a product and you need to find the best category, then it might seem simple, but it's pretty difficult actually, because Google has layered these categories in a hierarchy. So if you have, for example, pet supplies, and you have a bird toy, for example, then you can either put that in pet supplies category, or in the bird supplies category, or in the bird toys category, and all three would be correct. But one of them is most correct, it's most accurate. So you can see how this starts to get really complicated real quickly. And that's just if you do it for one product. Imagine if you have to do this for thousands of products, then it becomes really tedious and pretty hard to do it yourself. And so the current ways to fix this, and this is a bit of a longer video, so bear with me. If I Google product category finder, the results are not that great. So just an example, if I look for dog food here, then it starts thinking, and it has found that dog food is the category that best matches it. It's category ID 3530, and just a quick check, 3530, that's indeed the dog food category, in the dog supplies category. If I change this around and give this website a curveball and I say food for dogs, then there's no match anymore. And so I don't want to shit on the owner of this website, but this just uses the exact matching of words with matching categories. It doesn't do anything smarter beyond that. And it leads to really bad results. And this is a bit of a shame because it's the #1 ranking website for this keyword. Now, instead of matching words that are used in a product name or title, what we have done is we try to match the meaning of words to the meaning of their product categories. And the way we've done this is through our Google Product Category Mapper. Now, what this does is this shows each product category from Google, over 5,000 of them. We visualize it in a 2-dimensional network, and we can plot the distance between each point to one another. So if we look at the animal and pet supplies niche, these are all the categories that show up here, and they are mapped on this network. And this includes machine learning, this includes language models. I don't want to go into too much depth here, but as a user, you can enter your product title, and what will happen is we will visualize the location of that product title inside this vast network of product categories. And from there, we find which categories are closest to your input. And basically what this does is it will find the product category that is most closely aligned with the meaning of your product title. That's basically it. So if I do this entire category, animals, supplies, pet supplies, dog supplies, and dog food, and I throw this in here, then it will find that dog food is the best matching category, but dog supplies is also matching. Pet supplies is also matching. So the issue that I talked about before, where all three of these are correct in a way, but the dog food one is the most correct one because it is the most detailed and most closely matching product category to this title. Now, this is an easy example, of course. If I do food for dogs, the example that the other website didn't really quite handle, we have a matching category here as well. Anyway, this is the background. A whole lot happens behind the scenes here that is really complicated and interesting. If you go to this website, this page, you can play around with it. You can learn how it works. It's freely available for everyone. There's a link in the footer of our website so you can access it easily. Now, what we do with our feed audits is that we now also check whether or not your existing product category matches the ones that we think are better. And so just to show you this example, I will hide this website for their own privacy. It's not my own website, so I'll just quickly hide it. If you do an audit with Productrise, we look at a lot of things. And one of the things that we check is there even a product category defined at all? So this product feed audit contained about 200 products. And for 84 of those products, there wasn't even a product category defined. So that's a really simple check. Is there one? Is there not one? Easy. And this is low-hanging fruit. You have to give Google a product category. Now, what we do here in the warning section, we find that there are 81 products that have a product category, but Productrise thinks that there could be a better one. Now, as we talked about, there are over 5,000 categories and there's a hierarchy to it. And so picking the right one might not always be as straightforward as it sounds. Well, in this case, for 81 products out of the 200 products, we have found product categories that are, in our opinion, better than the ones that you picked. And so here's an example. I will blur this again for the privacy of the website, but there's this product title that says handmade wool cat bed. So it's a cat bed. It's a place for your cat to sleep in and go to dreamland. Now, the category that this website has submitted in their product feed is pet doors. And so it is in the pet category, but it has picked a subcategory that is just not correct. It's not a pet door, it's a bed. It's got nothing to do with the door. And so if I copy and paste this and throw it in our product category mapper, you can see that a better category would have been the cat beds category. There is a specific category that Google has defined for this product. And so it's a shame that this product category is just not a great match. Would you want to go through all your products by hand to check whether or not they're good? No, that will be a terribly tedious and boring task. And so now you can have Productrise do it for you. For every product feed going forward that you complete, we will check this as well by default. And you can export this data to a CSV, to an Excel file, and you can find out which products we think deserve a better product category so you can fix it. Now, the next step is to actually bring this over to supplemental feeds. Now, Productrise does supplemental feeds really well. We let you find missing attributes, we let you create missing titles, better descriptions using AI and all the data that we've pulled from the search, from your website and from your feed. And now the next step for us is to bring this category matching to the supplemental feeds feature. So we can find the best categories for you and give you the data so you don't have to do the digging for yourself. Now that was it for this video. Again, if you want to mess around with our category mapper, I'll drop a link in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.